Hello there and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinike Owoye Ajiboye. President Muhammadu Buhari has officially declared his intention to seek re-election in 2019. According to a statement released by the president's personal assistant on new media engagement, Bashir Ahmed, he said President Buhari made the declaration at the ongoing National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress (APC). The president has also asked party members to grant a waiver to the party's national chairman John Oyegun and other members of the National Working Committee who wants to Senate President Bukola Saraki says the Senate has officially opposed President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to approve $1 billion for the purchase of security equipment. Saraki said this in Jos during a retreat organized by the Senate Press Corps with the theme Strengthening Executive-Legislature Relations. He noted that the president's approval is without recourse to the National Assembly.
The greatest challenge we have today in our country is security. And you all were there where in the Senate we organized a summit to try as much as possible to sit down with the executive and say, okay, what do you need? Because the challenge we have in security cannot be overcome by just regular issues or regular mundane administrative issues. A serious reform is required in the security sector. And it is an executive-legislative relationship that can drive that. Because there are two major issues. It has to do with reform either be in form of legislation or funding in the form of appropriation. So, there is no way that the security architecture of this country can drastically and significantly be addressed if there is no serious collaboration between the executive and the legislative arm of government. Where there's the issue of providing funding to for equipment in the fight against Boko Haram. In a good environment, by the time those kind of issues are out, everybody should be on the same page. But already there are some members of ours who have already taken positions. Why? Because they feel they were not consulted. So these are the kind of things that, and in the process of that, it makes the eventual goal of what you are trying to achieve more difficult.
The Senate President also spoke on several topical issues, including the alleged looters list released by the federal government and delay in a passage of the 2018 national budget, where he blamed the ministries, departments and agencies of government. Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong, who was represented by the Deputy Governor Sani Gwande, stressed the need for the executive and legislative arm of government to work together to achieve greater results.
Where unhealthy friction exists in executive-legislative relations, the health of and functional democracy is threatened. To therefore engender good governance that will deliver the dividends of democracy to the citizenry, there is the need for collaborative synergy along constitutionally spelled out responsibilities for the executive and the legislature to deliver on their respective mandates. For us here on the plateau, the executive has a healthy relationship with the legislature, and this has allowed both arms to carry out their statutory functions for the good of the citizens of Plateau State.
Environment where you see someone in the executive standing up and saying that the other arm is partner, because we are the partner of the executive. Somebody gets up and says his partner is a thief, is a looter, is a this. How? It's not possible. Let's be realistic. How? So when you collaborate, you are collaborating for the bigger picture, which is the country that we all serve. And that is why, to me, strengthening that relationship is a very, very important responsibility that we must all have.
Senate President Bukola Saraki speaking there on the need to strengthen executive and legislative relations. And now moving on the news, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says one of the biggest achievements of his administration is eliminating upland and riverine dichotomy which has plagued the state in the past. Wike, who disclosed this in an interview with a journalist in Port Harcourt, also said his administration has been able to promote unity in the state.
In this state before, all you see, all you hear, are so tribalized that this, you're from this upland, you're from this riverine, and so people were not doing things as if we were one rivers. So we believe that one way we must achieve, if we see ourselves as one, and once that is done, then we are moved to the next step. So today, I am concerned that that issue of upland and riverine is no longer necessary. We see ourselves as one.
Speaking further on the achievement of Rivers State, the governor also pointed out that Rivers State has made tremendous progress in the last 3 years as a result of prioritizing project execution.
Our concern is to make sure that we use the economy, the potentials of the state for the greater interest of our people by turning around what we have or what we used to have. Our concern has always been, one, unite the state as it is today. Two, making sure that Rivers State takes its rightful position in the committee of states in this country.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike speaking on his administration's achievement. And our First Bank Holdings has expressed its readiness to collaborate with the government in providing security in Offa local government area of Kwara State to curb incessant bank robbery. The managing director of the holdings, Adeshola Kazim, discussed this to journalists at the Lorry International Airport. The managing director, who spoke through the deputy managing director, Francisco Shobo, said they are very sad at the development, but thankful to God that none of their staff or customers lost their lives to the armed robbery attack. According to him, First Bank will support the police in ensuring that sound security apparatus is installed within the premises of the bank. Kazim also assured the bank's customers that it would resume operations as quickly as possible in the community to raise their transactions. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, says some chief executive officers of government agencies are currently being probed for infractions of the Public Procurement Act. Mustafa disclosed this at the 2018 procurement retreat for chief executive officers of federal government agencies in Abuja. The SGF, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary for General Services, Olusegun Adekule, said the ICPC and the EFCC are currently investigating cases of infractions of the Public Procurement Act 2007 with the hope of punishing any civil servant found to have colluded with contractors to subvert the rules of the Act. The SGF also warned the CEOs of government agencies not to do business with any contractor who did not have the accreditation of the BPP, adding that compliance with the provisions of the Public Procurement Act 2007 is mandatory. A gunman have killed 5 persons and injured 3 others at Inding Village, a community in Bakin-Ladi local government area of Northern Plateau State. The Plateau Police spokesman Tana Tiopev also disclosed this, said details about the victims would be made available later. Report says the commission boat. And the Transition Committee Chairman of Banking Ladi Kuberth on their way to the scene of the incident. The Special Forces of the Nigerian Air Force, NAF, in conjunction with some Nigerian Army troops, have successfully failed a suicide bombing attack by Boko Haram terrorists at University of Maiduguri, Borno State last night. In a statement disclosed by its spokesman, Olatokunbo Adesoya, the Boko Haram suicide bombers tried to gain access into the university but were quickly detected by the NAF Special Forces. The vest on one of the suicide bombers was said to have been detonated before they could gain access into the hostel, leading to a commotion at the university. If you've just joined us watching Superscreen News at 6, we'll take a short break here or more news after this time out. Join us again. So glad to have you back. Still talking Superscreen News at 6. Two Nigerian banks, Access Bank and Guarantee Trust Bank, GTB, have paid the combined fee of over 96 million naira in 2017 for contravening various regulations or put in place by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The penalties were paid for various offences ranging from unutilized foreign exchange from CBN, a late rendition of returns, violations of guide and bond charges, among other infractions. A breakdown shows that during the year, while GTB paid about 18 million naira as fines, Access Bank paid over 78 million naira to the regulatory agencies. Details of the payments are contained in the bank's financial returns submitted to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NSE. And in oil and gas industry, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says it has updated its outstanding audit of the group financial statements from 2011 to 2016. NNPC spokesman Undu Ugamadu, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, said the audited backlog had since been approved by the board of the corporation in line with the laws governing its operations. Ugamadu also quoted Isiaka Abdulrazak, the Chief Financial Officer and Group Executive Director of Finance and Accounts, NNPC, saying the presentation of the audited financial statements would help foster a better relationship between NNPC and stakeholders. Ugamadu said the management inherited a total of 65 unaudited financial statements for NNPC Group Corporate and its subsidiaries covering 2011 to 2014. The managing director of Dangote Construction Company, Ashif Juma, says the firm will complete the Obajana-Kaba Road in Kogi State by December. According to Juma, the project will be the longest concrete road in the country and will traverse the north and the south. Juma also urged government at all levels to switch over to concrete roads instead of asphalt, as such were far superior, durable and cheaper and would not require frequent maintenance. The firm also said that motorists traveling on the road had commended it for the initiative. Well, that's it in business news. We'll take another short break, after which we'll bring you news from the foreign scene and then sports. So join us again.